Hello and welcome everyone to Feng Shui Dream Space Program. Today we're going to go over things to do with clutter and how clutter impacts you mentally, physically, emotionally. We're going to get in there and talk about the 4 categories of clutter and really go through, make sure you have your worksheets out, not worksheets, study guides, class guides. I don't like that word work, so I'm trying not to use that this year. Anyway, so make sure you have that out and follow along with those Baguas, because they're going to come in handy, and the more exposure you get to this, one day it's just going to click, and you're going to say, oh, that's so simple, I get it. So Dream Space programs, these are beta programs that came about from me doing a joint venture with Frank Solis. And he didn't understand Feng Shui, but he understood that there's these different sectors of your life, different areas of your life, different energies of your life, that if they're blocked, it doesn't seem to matter what you do. You're just going to be in this low vibrating energy of procrastination, no clarity, that type of thing. And so he set up things he called realms. Everybody knows, I don't know if I say that word right. What it is it's the sectors, it's the life energies, and it's a little bit more than that because I've added in business and I've added in an Imagineering system, which really is the Bagua map as a vision board with Feng Shui adjustments and the tools of the handwritten goals and plans that you have. So what I use are these tools. Now, the tools are wisdoms from Feng Shui. They're tools of, in Feng Shui, we use the Bagua. We use 9 ways to change energy. We use yin and yang, and we use the 5 elements. Those are our core tools in our toolbox. But I also use universal laws and mindset. And the reason I do that is because in Feng Shui, everything is energy and intention is foremost. So to me, that's encapsulating the universal laws, and I love to study that kind of stuff. And the more you're around positive people, people thinking like you, people that have your back and want to assist you in attaining your mission of why you're here, so that life is easy. Life is supposed to be fun, people. It's not supposed to be stressed out and, oh man, do I have to go check my bank account again? That's not how it was planned to be. We've done that. So I want to help you unblock and create the life or the business you desire. Now, I believe we all have a book of life, and it's easy. You can look back in Feng Shui and see where you're at. Where you're sitting right now, that's a vision board of all the choices and all the energies from the past. Hey, we may not like where we're sitting, but what's cool about this is I can help you attain what you want. And how we do this is first we have to have a plan. You have to have a place where the energy knows to focus and go. And we have to get rid of clutter. Everyone hates to hear that. But listen, once you get rid of it, you are so happy, and you create structures and systems to not go back into that energy of, oh, where do I even begin? And we've all been there. So you need a plan to help you get this cleaned up and organized once and for all. And I want to help you plan 2016. And we're in January. Half of January is already gone, but that's all right. I don't ever stress about the little things that you can't change, and you can't change the past, so don't live in it. All right, let's get cracking here. This webinar is for you if you feel stuck and procrastinate. If you have, no options left, you're just overwhelmed with what do I do? My house is a mess. My laundry room is a mess. My car is a mess. My kids' room, what do I do with those toys? Paper, magazines, bills, books. This webinar is for you if you just have no systems or organizational skills. It's not your fault. Don't beat yourself up. Never think the negative, always think the positive. And I've had to learn to do this with certain family members. If I think the negative, that's where I'm going to go. But if I think of the positive in that person, that's what tends to happen. So I always want you to try and think the positive. And you just have no idea where to begin with all the excess. And that's what clutter is, guys. It's excess. You think you're not rich? Well, you got a whole lot of clutter sitting around saying something different. Do you have piles of files, programs, to-do lists, clothes, laundry? Ooh, what do we do? You don't stress because Brenny's here to the rescue. Did that rhyme? I'm not sure. So here's how we're going to get the most out of this training today. First, please turn off all distractions. You know, I've been in webinars and it's like, just open my Facebook page and then pretty soon my mind's wandering. This is all about mindset. So if you are willing to change the things in your life to have the life you desire, right now is how you show yourself and make that commitment. So just shut those other things off so you can really focus, because this information is, I'm teaching an hour class, so there's a lot of information to cover, so we want you to be focused and set your intention. Set your intention for everything. Set your intention for your day. Set your intention for, you know, what kind of night's sleep you want to have. But right now, we want to set your intention for what do you want to get out of this training today and working with me. Okay, please use the handouts. We talked about that a little bit. Watch the replay. I go real fast, I talk real fast. So do watch the replay if you have any questions, and join our community. Probably the easiest Facebook group to get into is the one that is Feng Shui with Brenny. And anyway, you can find me on Facebook, but that's not what this is about today. But if you like me and you want to follow and get tons of fun information, boom, there you go. So now it's time to land. It's time to breathe. As you can tell, I always need to land because right before the call, I had some really jamming music by Karen Drucker about prosperity. And then I said, okay, now I got to land, and I played some calmer music. And I want the calmer music so that all this, and I want you to have the calm energy. So this just like really soaks in your grid and you get it. If you don't have water, grab some water. It's always a great thing. Even when you're just learning energetically like this, you are going to want to have water because you're 80% water. We need to replenish that. So if you have a headache or your muscles feel tight, go drink some water. I am. All right. So I'm going to walk you through a very short meditation so we can all land and breathe, because life is busy. And I want us to be structured and on the energetic plane of thank you, universe, send us the information. And hey, I'm down here on earth and I'm listening and I'm grounded. So as you know, I love to start and end with a bell because I believe in beginnings and endings. So here we go. Okay, breathe in through your nose, deep down into your lower belly, into your middle belly, and into your lungs. Hold that for a moment, and when you release it out of your mouth with a heavy visualize and feel all that negative energy being pushed out of your body. Now breathe in again through your nose, all that lovely energy, that pure light and love that is going to lighten up the load of your body. And then breathe out once again with that heavy release of the energy. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, we are going to relax the muscles as we go from the top of our head on down. As we call in this universal energy, this light comes in through our crown chakra, which is the top of your head. That's a soft spot in a baby. And as this light comes in, all your muscles are relaxing. We start and we're relaxing our eyes and our minds so we can be intuitive and understand, our ears so we hear what people are saying, our mouth so we speak the proper words. As we do this, it's cleansing and clearing and spinning all our chakras and balancing them. Our throat chakra. Relax your neck and your shoulders. You do not need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's not your responsibility. You are your responsibility. Release, release. Go down your heart chakra, spinning and cleansing and clearing that beautiful green. As we go down, feeling light through our arms, down through our belly. Now we're at our solar plexus. Release that and let that spin clearly, that bright sun center. Down, down through all your sacrum, your root chakra, your hips. Really spin that energy in there and loosen it up. Down through your legs, out the bottom of your feet. You connect to Mother Earth in the very center of Mother Earth. Now that energy is going to bounce back up, travel up your feet, your legs, your hips, until it meets in your heart chakra. Now, as above, so below, you are connected. So divine energy, your higher self can guide you. Any counsel that you have that you call in, we want to breathe. Send out this loving energy in a tube of light around you and have that ripple out to connect with the earth and the world. All righty, we are now connected and we are ready to go. So stay to the end because I'm randomly going to draw one winner for a free 30-minute consult. This does not matter if you purchase the program or you do not purchase the program. Someone is going to win a 30-minute consult. If you purchase a program, that's great. You get 30 more minutes. If not, guess what? You get some free coaching from me and I can accomplish a lot in 30 minutes for you. Okay, so today I'm going to show you everything I can in about 45 minutes because that's about the time we have left together. And at the end of this free training, I will stay for your Q&A and I will show you how you can get more from me if you want to work with me. So this is what we're going to cover today. Please pull out your class guides because we are going to cover this information in a pretty fast manner. And I want to make sure that you can take good notes because this is awesome information. So I'm going to talk to you about the 4 categories of clutter. They are things that are untidy and unorganized, too many things in too small of a place, anything unfinished, and things that you do not use or love. And then we will discuss how clutter affects you, the impact that it has on you from the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual aspect. Yes, you release clutter, you can release weight. And I say the word release because the universe loves to find lost items. So if you're going to lose weight, most of the time it's going to find it. It always finds extra for me. I don't know about you, but I've lost that same 20 pounds over and over, and then it started bringing back 25. And then we're going to go through the cost of clutter formula so you can be real with yourself and see why things are stuck in your life and why you can't tend to move on and have the life you desire, and that these are items that are not raising your vibration or helping you. Okay, why listen to me? Well, first, I'm really fun. But I know a lot too. With almost 20 years of feng shui, consultations and being a teacher, I set up the feng shui messenger. That's what I was called since November of 2012 when I did the first feng shui telesummit. I since then have interviewed over 300 feng shui and energy experts. I'm really passionate about my mission. My mission is to help raise the vibe of the planet. And that's from me teaching you these tools, the feng shui, the mindset, the universal law, so I can help awakened entrepreneurs or awakened people with their homes and their businesses, okay? And I've studied with a lot of teachers and mentors, and how I help raise the vibe is I personally help you, but I also have many resources and tools from doing all these interviews because there is not just one piece of a puzzle. There's many, and I want to make sure to direct you to where you're comfortable and what's going to help you the most. I still to this day work with a master and light worker and grid worker, in case you didn't know that, and that I just got like 6 books in the mail. I'm constantly working with her, so I'm always working on my vibration and my mindset and my intuition and unblocking energy. And as I go through these programs, I do the programs. Right now, I'm clearing clutter in my office, which is the intuition area and knowledge area, and the partnership area and relationship area. And I didn't plan it that way, but they're called cross sectors. And what's cool about that is I'm clearing each energy across from each other to balance it. Alrighty. I love live streams. If you don't know what a live stream is, let me tell you quickly. You can get a lot of free information out of me. I do Periscope and I do Blabs. Now, Periscope is a simple tool you can download onto your phone, your smartphone, your iPhone, your Android, and watch live streams. And I speak about feng shui and mindset and universal laws, and also the weather in Minnesota when it's 29 below zero. I go outside and talk about that. So anyway, follow me on Periscope, and I don't want to get into that too much, but that's a lot of fun for me, and I'm passionate about it, and it's free info. So let's just imagine for a minute, okay? Take time right now and think about the life that you desire. What would you be doing right now? Is it the job you have? Is it the relationships? Do you like the way you get along with your family? Would you like to be on vacation? Would you like to be spending time with those you love? Imagine what it feels like that you get to be having a barbecue with these friends that you resonate with, these like-minded people, because that's the energy you set up. That's what you told the universe you wanted. Do you feel you would enjoy life a little bit more if you could just go on vacation and hang with your kids, or be able to take your parents on a vacation? How would that feel to you? I want you to imagine that energy right now. We want to build a picture, and we want it to build your picture. So when you look at the Bagua, you look at that energy map, what that is that's a roadmap to your life. And I go through that from a personal and a business standpoint. And I take that roadmap and I set goals in each and every sector. And that's how I design the life I want. Plus, I do the Imagineering system and a few other things. But that's the roadmap I use because it contains all the areas of your life. And what happens when there's all this clutter and you can't have that free time? You know, where is it? I can't say how many times I heard that when my nephew moved in with me. On the average, we spend 6 minutes a day just looking for lost keys. I find that amazing. I think from a common sense standpoint, well, where do you walk in? That's where you put them. So throw a basket out there. But not all of us have organizational tools or organizational mindset. So that's just one little example of how much time people are spending looking for things. So here's some crazy stats I pulled out. And I have tons of stats, but I don't really want to get into stats. I want to get into the training. But this is just some stuff I'm like, you're kidding me. 80% of what we keep, we never use. Doesn't that seem nuts? So that means 80% of what you have, you can give away or sell, because all it's doing is taking up the energy of the things you really want. We wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. Yep, that's me. 25% of homeowners, yeah, this one really gets me. The 2-car garage is filled up. I can attest to that from family members. They park their brand new cars outside and their garage is full of clutter, and it doesn't make sense to me. It's 29 below zero in Minnesota in the wintertime. It does not make sense to park your beautiful car outside. And let's talk about these self-storage facilities. We call them garages up here, storage units. This was taken in 2004 in 40,000 self-storage facilities. That's crazy, and it doubled. I bet you that's another double right there. So think of the money, think of the time, storing things you don't want. You don't use them, obviously. You don't even know what they are. So how is all this clutter impacting you? Okay, well, this is where we're going to start talking about the clutter. Okay, so get your study guides out now. I want to talk about first the 4 categories and go into those just a little bit more in depth. I'm taking a drink of water. How about you? All right, so things that are untidy or unorganized, messy, people of the world. If things are scattered and hard to find when you want them, well, that's how your life will be. You will only know a general direction to go in, not a specific one. You become entangled with your things, creating stress and confusion. So I want you to really think about this, because I like to do things in small steps and small doses and checklists. And we can attain the dreams and goals you want, but you have to really think about scattered things or scattered minds. When they say your space reflects your life, look around you. Hey, it really has helped me because I am on a mission to get rid of everything that is not, of use to me. That is clutter. Everything is going this year. I'm doing a 12-month and focus every month on one thing. And that's what this program, part of it is also for those of you that want to get your life free of clutter and free of all that extra work and time and money you're spending on clutter. So untidy things don't have a proper place, or it is not in its proper place. So like the mail that accumulates, bills, junk mail, advertisements, your newspapers, magazines, do you have things structured for the tasks you do every day? Every day you pick the mail up. So do you have a system for the mail? If not, we need to create a system for that. Your home is an outward expression or representation of what's really going on inside of you. So just think about that. If you're messy on the outside, that tells me you're messy on the inside. The message is the same. So write down the areas that you need organizational help with, like the mail. Write that down. Too many things in too small of places or spaces. I feel like a country western song. I'm going to write one. And yes, I am bombarded with this. I'm calling Habitat for Humanity. I'm now up to 2 futons and a couch and a thermometer I've never used to get the Habitat for Humanity. They just have to come in 30 below weather and pick it up. Or wait till next week when it's 32 above. So perhaps your family grew, not mine. My family moved into senior living and suddenly, they couldn't get rid of things. And my dad's a hoarder, the fear of letting go. My dad's a hoarder and my mom has no organizational skills. That's where I come from. And I'm the exact opposite. So first, that's why I get on their nerves, I'm sure. But second, maybe that's part of the reason I really am as organized as I am, because I don't understand common sense things not being structured, but not everyone's wired that way. Once I understood that, boom, I want to help people. So the more you cram into your living space, then the less room your energy has to move. Think about that. That's why people say I procrastinate, I'm tired, I'm just exhausted, because that's what clutter does to you. You can't expand your energy. I can't give you a feng shui cure that could double your money because it's going to double your clutter if I'm using that mirror. So the more difficult it becomes just for everything and anything in your life and to get anything done. If this feels like you, just resonate with it. Don't beat yourself up. You are not the only one with clutter in the world. It is the #1 issue and pain that I hear from my clients with every survey I do. And that's why I decided to do this program, because I had no idea there were that many types of clutter people were struggling with and blocks in life and business. So think about this. When your home can't breathe, then your own breathing is going to become tighter. And this is going to cause stress and unbalanced energy. So your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies, you are just really not doing them a service with clutter. And when you can't breathe, think of that icky feeling, that tightness, that anxiety and stress. We don't want that. We want every morning I get up and I sing and I put music on, depending on, I usually let the universe pick the music, but sometimes it's dancing music and I don't care. I just dance around. It feels good. I can punch, kick, do whatever I want, whatever kind of mood I'm in. And maybe I want some calm meditating music. That's the mood my energy's in that day. Guys, think about it. You have to have balance. So you're going to have highs, you're going to have lows. You're going to be healthy and you're going to be sick. You're going to be happy and you're going to be sad. It's okay. It's how we react to the emotions we're going through. That's something I'm really, really working on. I'm a wood element. I can snap quite easily. And then throw in Taurus and Ox. I actually have like 6 Ox in my chart. Well, yeah, I'm stubborn a little bit, but I think everybody works like me. Like, to me, work is not work, right? And I don't understand when people are like, they'd rather go out and go golfing instead of, hey, let's take a class so we can be the best golfer ever. That's just how I'm wired. Everybody's wired different. So see what one of my talents is, and it's my mission, my job, to share my gifts from God and my talents with those who don't have it, because they share their gifts and talents with me. All right, number 3, anything unfinished. This is the easiest one to ignore and the hardest one to see. Anything unfinished in your physical world, your spiritual world, your mental and your emotional will clutter you. Things not finished in your home reflect things not finished in your life. This is going to be a constant drain on your energy. The larger the scale, the more it will affect or impact your energy. Let's talk about dripping water faucets. That's your money dripping away, okay? And how obnoxious is it? Okay, buttons to sew on your clothes. Takes literally the things we hate to do and don't do are the things that take the least amount of time. And once you do it, you're like, wow, that was simple. Do I have some more buttons to sew on? And we're going to talk about how you structure so that you don't fall behind and do one thing at a time. You want to learn to group like projects, like unfinished items, that type of thing. Like one day I just go out with my dad and we fix broken things. I don't know how picture frames and things get broken, fall off a wall. There's a 2-year-old running around. But if I don't want to get rid of it, I don't stress that it's sitting there, you know, for a little period of time, that it's not unfinished for years. You betcha. I have something that was unfinished for like, let me see, 40 years. It took like 10 minutes to complete it, and I felt so much better. And in the back of my mind, it was like a checklist off, because this is all cluttering your mind, and I don't want to clutter it with stuff I need to do or finish. That's all about what I'm doing this year is I'm releasing, I'm clearing, I'm cleaning, I'm organizing, because I just don't want that on my mind anymore. I want to be done with it. Papers to file, I don't even have to discuss that. I have a program, a 3-step program on just paper clutter. Phone calls to make, this is like for people that are in business, but it's also personal. Just call that person that you've been arguing with for 20 years or have been irritated with, and just come from a place of love. Like one day, you know, my mom can be the most negative person. I just called her. I go, oh, just called to say I love you. What? What are you talking about? Why are you telling me that? Oh, I just felt like it. Want to tell you, have a good day. I love you. And every day I would do that. She'd get a little softer and a little softer until she kind of opened up. And who knows what's going on with people, what happened in their past, who hurt them, and why they're defensive. Defensiveness is fear. Okay, make that phone call. Whatever it is, whoever I'm talking to, make the phone call. Things you do not use or love. How many of you have a few things like that laying around? Alrighty. If it's unused or unloved, these items will slowly cause energy to stagnate. And then you will feel your life is not moving, because it isn't. Because now that energy is just stagnant, like a pond. Think of a pond with no moving water. It drags your energy down. And when you get rid of these things that you don't care about, you're going to feel lighter and happier in this big release. And my saying is make space to replace. So make space. Get rid of all these things that no longer serve you. Live in the now. I know you have all heard this, but please hear it and have it sink in today. Live in the now. Make the decisions and choices today for the life you want tomorrow, instead of, oh, that energy, I'm just going to settle into it because it's comfortable. And I have been there for a really long time. No, don't do it anymore. You can change your life right now, and I'm a super motivator. Okay, so that is the 4 categories of clutter, and now we're going to go through how they affect you in your life. And not everything on the screen is in your workbook. I think the workbook, dang it, the guide, the class guide, is like 7 or 9 pages long. But you have the topics on your guide, and I'm going to cover every one of them in a rapid manner because I want to make sure to get to the calculator and other things going on in this program. And we're about halfway through at this point. Let me check and see if there's anybody that has a question. Let me see the chat. No questions right now. Nice to see everybody on here. Thank you. Thumbs up to all of you that are ready to get your life organized. without being stressed about it. Woo! I just look at the positive, guys. We get to get rid of all that stuff that's not serving you and then make the life you want. So this is going to be fun. I'm grabbing a drink of water here. Okay. Now, clutter has an impact on you depending on what type of person you are and how much clutter you have and where you keep it. It's going to have an impact on you no matter what. And it's not a positive impact. It can make you feel tired and lethargic. It's stagnant energy, and that energy accumulates around clutter, and that's what makes you tired. So clutter can keep you in the past. There's no room for anything new to come into your life. Okay, for those of you looking for relationships and love, look at the relationship area of the Bagua according to the house in your bedroom. If that's full of clutter, if that's full of things that do not say something about romance and I'm trying to manifest the love of my life, that's the energy you're sending out to the universe. Okay? So you're constantly going to be reminded of the past. It's going to bog you down, the problems of the past, and you tend to look back instead of forward to create a better tomorrow. You need to release the past if you want to move forward, and yes, plan 2016. That's just one chapter in your book of life. We're building chapter 2016 when you hang out with me. Clutter can congest your body. Not enough energy is dull and clogged, and there's no twinkle in a person's eye. And Chinese people, they look in your eyes, they look at your tongue, they look at the meridians. That's all energy. The meridians is energy flow in your body, just like the energy flow, water underneath the earth, the rivers there. And they look in your eye and that twinkle's gone. They can tell a whole lot about energy being stuck by body weight. Also, it impacts you. Usually people that have a lot of clutter are overweight. They use this clutter just like their weight to protect them. It cushions them against the punches of life, and it comes from a place of fear. Clutter can confuse you. I'm not going to say can, I'm going to say clutter does confuse you, because when you surround yourself with clutter, it is impossible to be clear about what you're doing in life. Decisions are so tough when there's clutter. Now, think about it. The Bagua is an energy map. That's your life map, whether you're using the business aspect of it or the home aspect of it. And what's great about it is, to give you a task to take the Bagua, place it over your entire home and over your bedroom and the area of where you spend the most time, whether it's an office or a room. And then mark on that Bagua where all the clutter is. Then take a look at that sector of life or that organ that's associated with it. And you're going to see where you're stuck in life is where all your clutter is. Okay, clutter confuses you, and we don't want that, so clear it up. Okay, people do treat you different. People treat you different when you have clutter, because they look at it, think from a real estate standpoint, or from me doing feng shui appointments. I see this lady, and on the outside, she has a nice car, she looks well kept together, just nicely put together in Dallas. Open up her garage door, and it was a deer trail into the house, and it never changed. And I don't even want to talk about that appointment, because I really had physical issues after that appointment. And it taught me a lot about energy and how terrible energy can impact you. And that's what this is all about, is to help people unblock that energy so they don't have to feel, you should never feel shame or stress or any of that. And that's what happens with clutter. So let me see. Okay, so you may attract people that abuse you and don't respect you when you have clutter. People treat you different. Or in the living environment, because of this disorganization, people don't follow through on things. So you may run late a lot. You may not show up for appointments or meetings with people, and after a while, people just stop asking you to do things. Clutter can cause you to procrastinate, because if you have a lot of clutter, you tend to put things off. That's the energy of it. It's stagnant energy. So who's excited when you look around, you're like, oh man, look at all those magazines, those knickknacks, oh, an extra couch my nephew left here. What am I gonna do? It causes disharmony, and people can argue about little things because, once again, guys, it's the energy. Energy is low, it's stagnant, it's low vibrating. It's not a place you want to be. It makes you feel ashamed because your house is messy and you don't want to ask people to come over. And so then, once again, that's an impact on, having relationships with people and enjoying life. It causes shame and depression because you get this feeling of uselessness. And depressed people, they tend to store more things on the ground. This is important, to pick things up off the ground and at least get them up on a shelf. Because the lower you are, the heavier is the energy of stuckness. Think about gravity. It's pulling everything down like a magnet. So at least get it up. If you have so much clutter you don't even know where to begin, my number one thing would be, say, to get things in piles vertical and to get things off the ground. And you'd have to go way beyond that, but just that little bit is going to help you feel so much better and so much lighter. Homes that aren't checked for geopathic stress really should be. I want to throw that in there. Werner Brandmeier is a very good friend of mine. And negative energy causes stuck clutter energies. It's really a health issue. If you're having trouble sleeping, it very well could be noxious energy, which are like the rivers running underground. And if you have your bed positioned on that energy, especially if you're waking up about 3 o'clock in the morning, this is going to tell you you need to move your bed. You need to have a feng shui professional come out, or you need to buy what's called a Gauss meter, Gauss, and measure for these electromagnetic fields. This helps me a ton because then I know where I need to set up a crystal grid, or how much your TV, your computer, and electronics are giving off, which, of course, once again, guys, your water and electric and water, just think of all that impacting your body, frying you out. Okay, clutter can create excess baggage. Clutteraholics tend to take extra things with them when they travel. They tend to create drama in their lives, causing undue stress, because why? They're getting used to that energy. They live in that energy, and so then they don't even realize they're doing it, but they start bringing this energy along with them and creating, these life dramas. That is absolutely not fun. So right now, think about traveling. I know a lot of my friends are traveling and they're at the Periscope Summit, right? Well, how many people... I always have my bags packed ahead of time. It's called a go bag. So if I had the opportunity to do something, I could just grab a suitcase and go. And I suggest everybody has the main things. You don't every time need to go buy toothpaste and buy shampoo and whatever you take with. Have it structured and have it in there. Shampoo is not going to go bad. And if so, then I guess we all have to get rid of those little traveling shampoos that we bring home for years. I give them to my sister. Her and her kids use them. Clutter can dull your sensitivity and enjoyment for life because clutter mutes the sounds in the atmosphere. Think about this one. Sounds are muted in the atmosphere and can mute your ability to live life to the fullest. I want to hear an amen on that. I like playing music. It changes my mood instantly. Whenever I'm feeling down or depressed or things are not going my way, I put on some really good lively music. Well, now, if you have clutter around that, it's making it so the vibration cannot flow. And that right there is making it so then you may get frustrated or irritated and you just can't enjoy the fullness of life. You become a creature of habit, so living in a rut, and you become a boring person to know. So, yeah, we definitely want to get rid of clutter if you are not being sensitive and are boring. Clutter causes extra cleaning. Right here is a reason enough to take time and clear and clean and get organized, because I don't want to do extra cleaning. I have allergies to dust. I don't enjoy dusting anything, but I do it. But I also have given away, and this is really crazy for me to say, but I have had rocks and stones and minerals around me for life. All my life on my window ledges, and all of a sudden, now that I'm clearing clutter and getting rid of things, I'm putting my sacred ones that I love so much away. The rest I'm giving away to people because I'm changing my energy. I'm moving beyond where I've been. It doesn't say I don't love rocks and stones and minerals. I do. I dig them. I think they're great. But I'm moving on to a different phase of my life, and that's happening as I paint my office from this bright green to tones of the earth tones. That's where I'm going with it, because that's the sector my office is in. So it takes twice the time to clean a place that's cluttered. The objects themselves will need cleaning, and the more time you have to dust everyone that accumulates. They all need more cleaning. I mean, this is just a downward spiral. Nobody wants to pick all the knickknacks up and be dusting and cleaning around them. And it makes you really disorganized. This is a fact. Because you are disorganized, because you have clutter. It's like a catch-22 in a circle you just can't seem to end. How often do you look for your keys, your glasses, or paperwork? I know, I have mine pretty organized, but most people don't. And being disorganized is a waste of your time, and it makes you frustrated. So think about that. Do you want to really be looking for a file that you need to go into a meeting, and you know that meeting's good, what time it is, you've known this, and you're freaking out, which is not healthy for you, right? Many are reacting to these, long-standing protests against discipline because it doesn't solve any of your unresolved issues. A lot of this stuff comes from childhood or the past. If your parents weren't organized, then you probably aren't organized either, or you take it absolutely to the opposite end of it. So making you disorganized it's not making you. The clutter is disorganization, and your space reflects your life, so you are going to be unorganized. And I certainly can't stand running out the door, running to a meeting late, because that's the energy that you bring into it. I don't worry about my classes that I teach like this because, I've had them prepared and ready for a long time, and I know my material, so it's not stressful to me. But if it was something new I didn't know, or I wasn't prepared and had the slides made up, yeah, then I'd be freaking out a bit, which causes stress, and that's not good for your kidneys or your liver or any of that stuff. What about clutter in your health? Just besides the impact of living in a dusty, dirty environment, it attracts, and this is a southern word, vermins. Vermins and bugs. We do not want extra bugs in our house, or vermins, rodents. They smell bad. I mean, we create mildew, and things are moldy and musty. And guess what? Fire risk people. Yes, we talked about this. I don't know if it was in one of my classes or on one of these calls, but do not store all your batteries together, because they can start a fire. Or put a piece of tape over the end of them. All they have to do is get a key or something, and I saw this at Christmas. It burnt down an entire house just because batteries were loose in a drawer. So please take care of that issue. Especially, I didn't want anyone that follows me's house to burn down, because I didn't share that information. Okay, let's talk about clutter can create undesired symbology. What message are you sending out? What are you sending out to the world? What are you sending out to your neighbors, to people that come over? Be aware of all the pictures and objects that you have around you, because everything is impacting you. If you're depressed, do not have things that hang down. Do not have a weeping willow tree in your front yard or in your partnership area. Definitely don't put 2 weeping willows in your partnership area. You're both going to be crying and sad. You want things that are upward growing, like life. We want to look up, and we have things to grow upward. Okay, and clutter can cost you financially. Yes, it can. We're going to imagine again, take a breather, that all of our house and areas of our lives are organized and beautiful, and we have free time because we're not spending extra time at home. I certainly, when I worked a Monday through Friday job, did not want to spend Saturday cleaning. So this is the life you can have, the one on the left where there's no order, there's no system, there's nothing going on, and this is costing a ton of money to have all this clutter around, looking lazy. I'll just sit and read a newspaper. I'm not saying it's bad to spend time relaxing, but I'd rather relax on the right-hand side, and better yet, on a lake in a boat. So let's get our clutter calculations ready. And what is clutter? Everything you don't love or you haven't used in a year. Now, my snowmobile is not clutter. I've not been able to use my snowmobile because we did not have snow. So use common sense with this. But this is a very good starting point. And so what I want you to do is we are going to figure out the percentages of clutter in your house and how much that costs you to store it. This is not counting if you have a storage unit even, okay? And if you have, then we slowly want to make sure to take care of those items. I will be doing clutter calls in the spring and summer on outdoor sheds, outdoor storage units, garages, that type of thing. And I think I'll throw cabins in because we have seasonal cabins here. All right, the sip of water. Okay, here are examples of the cost of clutter. So what you do is the homework I want to give, or task I'd like to give everybody, is to take the Bagua and to take that and walk around your house and write the percentage of clutter in each of the rooms or areas of your house and estimate it the best you can. Now, with that Bagua, then it's also going to be telling us what? It's going to tell us where the clutter is and the impact it's having on you. So if the clutter is in the wealth area of your bedroom, the wealth area of your house, the wealth area of your office, that tells us you have a wealth issue block we need to unblock. And how we unblock things are many ways. We do releasing the space of it and releasing the mind of it. So if you don't get time to do this at this very minute, that's cool, because you do have the class guide to go through. I just want to walk through so you understand, because I'm a numbers cruncher and I want to make sure you understand it simple. So estimate each room, entries 5%, sitting room 10. We go through and we add them all up. This one came up to 565%. Then I divided that by 12 months and it comes to 47% clutter on the average in each room. You take that and multiply it by your rent or your mortgage. If this person's rent or mortgage was $5,000, they would be paying $2,350 of it for clutter. And then if you have a storage unit, you want to make sure you add all that fun stuff on too. So many people do have storage units, and I'm not saying they're bad, because think about it. We do need a place for our boats and our snowmobiles and all of that. But you also have to think about the more spaces you have, then you have more places to clean. You know, it's costing more money. You have to build one or you have to rent one. You have to clean it. But don't forget, you also get to transport things. So this is the one thing really gets me. People have so much clutter, they're parking their cars outside. Once their garage is filled, now they're going to go rent a storage unit, and they're going to have to maybe rent a some type of transportation to move it there, a U-Haul or something, and pay for that. So they're paying to move clutter and paying to store clutter. And we don't want that anymore. I want to help you get through that. So you got to transport it, and you know, it's emotional drain on you, and it costs money. So we want to take care of that, if you want to take care of that, I should say. So here's the major rule is clutter distracts you, and do you love it, do you use it, or get rid of it? I always want to read a testimonial in case you haven't followed me before. This is just one of the many. Lisa started following me on my feng shui seminars. I started November of 2012. And I would do different seminars on make space for life, make space for love, make space for money. And I was working my way around the Bagua. And she would follow me and do adjustments, and then wrote me this nice, beautiful long letter with pictures of all the seminars she attended and how things changed for her for the better, for her and her husband. So she thanks me with all her heart, and I sent all that blessing back to you. She wanted to share some experiences. So in August of 2013, she watched Make Space for Money. And during that seminar, she was clearing clutter from her home office when the cell phone rang, and she had received a job offer already, but the call was to inform her her starting salary increased from $30,000 to $34,000, and she hadn't even started the job yet. You can see her beautiful closet there that she got organized by going through the simple steps. I go through all types of clutter, whether it's computer clutter, photo clutter, closet clutter, room clutter, you know, kitchen clutter, bedroom clutter. We're going to get a system for everybody that fits and works, because I want you at the beach, because that's where I'm going to be. I love the beach. So here's 2 energy maps. You have both of those. I just want to explain them to you so you understand a little bit what I do and how things work. So the one on the left is your business Bagua map. I created this map because I wanted to apply feng shui to the world of business and help awakened entrepreneurs. And it's a step-by-step. What this is how we plan out 2016, how we evaluate what the things that are working, not working, what you need, and then we make a vision board out of it and really activate those things. You have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you need one. Okay, the one on the right is the energy map, and this is a map of your space. And your space does impact your mind and everything else. So the one on the right, that's what feng shui is about. We're doing energy of space. And so these are doors at the bottom. How you use this is you hold it looking in, hold it at the front door, and the front door is the physical front door the architect intended for you. So you stand looking in, holding the map. You will be standing either in knowledge, career, or helpful people, or as I call it, intuition, purpose, helpful people. Looking in. So that's how we're going to lay it out over your house. We're going to lay it out. You can look at it over your property, but the task I would like you all to do is to lay that out over your house, lay that over your bedroom, and mark where all the clutter is, okay? Because that's going to tell you a ton about what's going on in your life. I'm going to take wealth, for example. If you're having hip problems, that could be one of the reasons. If you have a lot of clutter in here, okay? If you have dead plants, you have pictures of stuff you don't really care about, you know, think about what's in there. This is a wood element, so you don't want a fireplace in there and a bunch of red rooms or red pillows. You want to balance the energy. We balance the 5 elements in feng shui. So these are the areas that I'm working on with this new beta program. And like I said, the beta program came because I was working with someone who did not understand feng shui, but he did understand the talent I have and the tools I use. And he calls the sectors of the Bagua realms. And what I did is I created this list of 12 things. Didn't put the number 12 under systems and plans, but that's fine. Okay, so take a look at these areas. And are you blocked in any of these areas of your life and desire to unblock them? So your purpose and career. Now, once again, these are applied either to your personal life in your home or to your business, because I'm going to go into how you can work with me a little deeper if you would like in this beta program. Anyway, so partnerships, that would be loving relationships. Maybe you're looking for the love of your life, or maybe you're looking for business partners. Wealth and abundance, that's your accumulated wealth. That is your money coming in, and we want to be able to have that grow, grow, grow. Your health, the health of you and the health of your business. I use the 5 elements here. I use a lot of that in everything I do. So right now we are in the winter season, and winter is the season of water. And we want to make sure that everything flows nicely for you. And let me give you an example of how water is used. So water as a health is the ears and the kidneys. But from the standpoint of issues like rooms in your house, it's the laundry room. So if you have a lot of problem with laundry, then I know to look and see if your water's imbalanced and how I can correct that space of the room or that space of the house and help create systems for you. And that's how I use 5 elements. Just one way is we use what's called the 9 feng shui remedies. One of those is color. One of those is sound. So we use different tools, and that's how we move energy and change energy. Think of color. Well, you can walk into a bright green room like I've got going on, and you are going to wake up, and your brain is going to wake up, versus a dark brown heavy room. And you can think of clutter the same way. Clean rooms versus dirty rooms. Okay, then intuition and knowledge. I am so happy so many of you took the survey and told me you were interested in this, because this is so powerful and so important. This is how you make the proper choices, because we are here for joint expansion. That's what I totally believe. That's why by figuring out your purpose and attracting the right partners, because you're making smart choices with your intuition, life will flow a whole lot smoother. All right, the helpful people. Everybody needs helpful people in their life, whether it's in a business or in your personal life. Creativity is for being creative in your life, painting, drawing. You know, everybody needs to have something that they're passionate, that they love to do. Make trains, I don't care what it is. And we tend to get stuck and not do this. And I just started painting and drawing again, because I was told when I was young, well, you can't make a living doing that. And I was really good. When I look back, I'm like, I did that in 5th grade. Wow. But that's cool, because it's just for me to create things of beauty that I love, okay? And then I can give those to other people, and I can use that creativity in my programs and how I teach. And so that's the business side and the personal side. Clutter issues, there's too many to list. So I put down what types of clutter you have. Like, are you majorly clothes clutter? Are you paper clutter? What type of clutter in what rooms or what sectors? Mindset and universal laws. Everything's energy. Intentions foremost. There's universal laws like the law of gravity, cause and effect. All of these laws. But what you have to understand is what you tell your subconscious mind is all it knows. And we are here to have all the gifts and blessings in the universe. And it's a matter of changing our mindset and changing our space. Business and office, for those of you that are entrepreneurs and want to get that area unblocked and organized. Systems, structures. This is really important that you have zoning done. The Imagineering system, like I had talked about before, is taking, once we go through the Bagua and define our purpose and our goals, then we make an energy map out of that, which is a vision board. And we're going to do feng shui activations through that. And we also take pictures of it and carry it with, and really talk about universal laws and how to manifest things quicker and have them stay. And then everybody knows plans, systems, goals, that's a biggie. So any of those areas of your life that are stuck, this is what I'm working on right now in the current beta program. So if you're interested, this is how you can work with me further. And if you want to write down this link here, I will click on it in a moment. It'll take us to that webpage. You can see this is just a screenshot from there. So I have 3 different offers for you if you want to work with me further. The first one is a starter, and it's at $197. Okay, and what that includes is that's one realm or one sector of that list that I showed you of blocked energy. You get a 30-minute clutter consultation with me and a feng shui product. And now why it just says a feng shui product is because I'm customizing and creating this. It's going to almost be, to me, like an online school where we may have clutter classes on Tuesdays at 2 o'clock. And with this program, because it's new, and what I'm doing is I'm taking all my programs and I'm taking bits and pieces, the best out of them for what this class is looking for on an individual and a group basis. So the feng shui product needs to relate to what you have that needs unblocking. So this special is going to be up until Sunday at midnight, and it's for $197. And the value of it is, if you add it all, just those things up, is $950. That's a pretty good deal. Okay, this is the best seller. It's in the middle. People want more than just one area covered. So then they're like, you know what? I'm going to go for the 3 realms, the 3 areas that are really challenging for me. The same consultation, and you get 2 feng shui products this time. The value for that is $1,800. Then there is an expert level if you're really ready, like maybe you're an entrepreneur and you need to really get plans set up and you need your office organized, and you want to get a system set for structure as far as like your life, There's so many feng shui programs I have, and that's why we do consultations, to make sure we're on the same page and I can give you the highest and best benefit. So let me see. I want to tell you how it works because, like I said, this is a beta program that just kind of came about because I was in did a joint venture with this gentleman, and this is how we set it up, and I couldn't say, well, no, I'm not going to do that. So this is how it works. The first thing you do is you choose which level of program you want, whether it's a 197, the 497, or the 997. And then you're going to fill out a short survey. And what this does is this is going to identify specific blocks and challenges you have. And then after you fill that survey out, it's just you schedule a 20-minute consult with me one-on-one to discuss the areas and the programs and how we're going to get you going, your own customized plan. And then you show up for the meeting. On Wednesday, I'm going to do a walkthrough of this flow of the program. And the reason is because I'm taking all these different programs. I'm going to be doing live calls. So I'm setting them all up under one membership area. And it's going to be all the things, you know, the things I've taught, but we're going to teach them live. And they're just going to be looking a lot better and a lot more powerful. You know, you grow as, you know, you teach over the years. So what I want you to do is to draw out your floor plan, to mark your areas of clutter, and get started on your chapter 2016. And how we're going to do that is I would love for you to get a 3-ring binder with 12 divisions in it, and we're going to start journaling immediately. Whether you work with me or not, this is some things you need to do for 2016 because it will help you a ton to be able to look back. Like, pick this month to get organized and declutter. At least start it, and pick one room or a drawer or an area and write that down. Write down how you feel, how it makes you feel, because you're going to be amazed at the energy and how it changes. Okay, so I'm going to go back here and just go through the program with you because there's some bonuses. And because everybody has been so awesome and followed me on these calls. Mercury was retrograde. I couldn't get an email to go out with a link that worked for the life of me until I think today or maybe last night. So once again, the starter is for $197. The best seller is $497. The expert help is $997. But I'm going to do an offer, a bonus offer, and I'm going to do that for anybody who purchases. Just because you've all been so patient and awesome, and whether you purchased last week on that live call that I did with a joint venture partner, or you're buying today. Tomorrow is when the program closes down. I have meetings already set up on Monday. Tuesday is totally designing the flow, the calendar, and everything going on. And then Wednesday, we hit the ground running with a live call, and we start releasing modules, different modules at different times. If you miss the live calls, they're recorded, okay? So I'm going to add an extra 20-minute consult because I think it's so important everyone has that. The flow needs to be you do a 20-minute consult so I can see where you're at after you filled the survey out. And then, boom, we can really come up with some powerful programs to set you up with. And then use the clutter consultation once you get into the program a little bit further. Tips on space clearing. Do you know what space clearing is? Let me tell you. Once you clear and clean that energy, the vibration, the energy is still stuck, and we need to release that stuck energy, and there's many ways to do that, and set the intention of what you want that energy to be. And here's the biggie, guys, 2 extra sectors or 2 extra realms. So that means your starter, instead of just 1 area, you get 3. And the bestseller, instead of 3, you get 6. And for the expert help, I'm just going to totally take you by the hand, and we're going to rock this out. And your life and your business should be rocking by the time you're done with me. Everyone's going to get a clean, clear, and organized program. A few of you already have had that released to you. It's 2 videos, about 15 minutes each, and a checklist. But what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to do that live and reshoot it with better video and images because most people are visual. And then this is really awesome. I got Thriving Now to give me an interview to help unblock clutter issues. If you know anything about tapping, they walk you through it step by step to neurologically help you block the areas that are causing clutter for you. So There's the programs. You can go to bit.ly/dream space order. And I'm going to show you what that page looks like. I just click on that, and it takes you to the order page. So you can read through the programs again. And then you're just going to click on this button here, and it takes you to this very simple page, and you just click, you know, which one you want. And I will know you guys are getting the bonus because that's my course and program, and I just decided to do that. So I'm going to stop the recording right now. I will open it up for chat messages, but let me check this. Oh, awesome. I just love seeing the same people that I've known for a long time show up. Yay, thanks for attending. It's nice to see the same names year after year because you know you're doing a good job of training and coaching. Okay, so I'm going to stop this now for those of you that do not want to be recorded that want to ask questions. All righty.